Welcome to our video. Today, we are going to discuss on the pricing strategies involved in the medical services industry in Malaysia. First, let us introduce our group members. We are from Group 4 and our members are Aina Asyikin, Hajaar, Maisarah, Alya Husna, Imanina, and Zaireen Alin Nurafini. Next, let us introduce the Malaysia's medical services industry to you. The medical services industry in Malaysia has always been providing the best. In 2019, Bernama reported in the New Straits Times newspaper that Malaysia had ranked first in the world in the healthcare category due to its excellent services and infrastructures. In fact, Malaysia was awarded as the Medical Travel Destination of the Year in 2020 as mentioned by the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA. The Malaysian government's promotion of medical tourism on the global stage has helped the country's medical services sector expand. Additionally, every medical professional in Malaysia is legally registered and qualified for their position. The website of the Malaysian Medical Council states that to demonstrate their competency and qualifications, all medical practitioners who offer medical services in health facilities in Malaysia are required to register with the council and obtain their annual practicing certificate, APC. This is done to guarantee that the medical services provided to patients are done in a safe, appropriate, and efficient manner. The Malaysia's healthcare system is based on the two-tier system where the government and private sector's healthcare services coexist. The government health facilities charge lower medical prices because they are primarily funded by general revenue and taxes, as opposed to the private sector, which is sustained by consumer spending and private health insurance, thus justifies their higher medical rates.
A maturing populace contributes fundamentally to the ascent in medical care costs. Medical care consumption relies upon the well-being status of an individual. Old individuals will generally utilize medical care on a more regular basis and significantly more seriously, when contrasted with the more youthful populace. Because of undesirable metropolitan ways of life, more individuals are creating non-transmittable illnesses, NCD, prior throughout everyday life. Longer long periods of treatment and a higher opportunity of complexities lead to greater expenses per individual. As indicated by NCD rates among recent college grads, there are 17.5% individuals that have diabetes, 30.3% individuals have hypertension, and 47.7% individuals have elevated cholesterol. Progresses in clinical treatment, innovation and nature of care help to further develop results, and patients' personal satisfaction. Nonetheless, there additionally will quite often cost more. This incorporates new therapies, further developed clinical prompts, and expert charges, methodology, and administrations. For instance, accuracy medication and malignant growth treatment. People who practice unfortunate ways of life required more medical care administrations, which constrained them to spend substantially more on medical care. The PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, medical cost trend, behind the numbers 2019 announced that clinical innovation and advancement are repeating drivers of medical services cost. Political and government rules might influence any business either emphatically or adversely.
Now, let's talk about the types of pricing strategies in medical services. Since the medical services in Malaysia are divided into two sectors, which are government and private sectors, the types of pricing strategies are divided based on the sectors too. First one is government, or we called it as public sector. For government sector, there are two types of pricing strategies that we can identify, which are subsidized pricing and promotion pricing. First, let's look into how Malaysia government subsidize the medical services. Malaysia government subsidize the medical services through the general income taxation of Malaysians. Due to this type of pricing strategy, many Malaysians, especially the one that lives in rural area, can gain the benefits from this medical services provided by the government. According to MHTC in 2020, approximately 65% of the population is covered by the public sector. Second type of pricing strategy under government sector is promotion pricing. Since it is subsidized, many patients can get the promotion price. For example, patients simply pay a small amount, ranging from 1 ringgit to 5 ringgit, for outpatient visit at public hospital. This is one of the example for promotional pricing. Let's figure out about the private sectors. This type of pricing strategy for private sector is geographical pricing. It's because private hospitals in Malaysia are mostly found in urban area. Private hospitals and clinics are permitted to run independently to fulfill Malaysia's medical demands for high-quality healthcare and medical services. Private medical service sector has expanded significantly in Malaysia as a result of this for-profit setting.
Moving on to the factors used to predict the price changes in the medical services industry. The first factor is changes in technology. With each passing day, technology has improved, and people have begun to generate better devices and improve upon older ones to speed up processes and boost efficiency. Government and even private hospitals all need efficient and valuable equipment that might perhaps boost or decrease patient expenditures. Satovsky discovered that various technologies had varying effects on healthcare costs, where it relied on how technology was used by the medical expert. The second factor is changes in consumer demographic. The medical services industry could serve anyone around the world, and pricing could only stay stable if the sector's growth rate matched the pace of population expansion. Costs for medical services are rising dramatically as the population gets older, and elderly tend to utilize medical services more frequently than the younger population. According to Cutler, as the population ages, medical services expenditure will keep on rising because the advances made in the medical services sector have resulted in longer lives. The third factor is changes in competitors. The medical services industry is rapidly and fiercely competitive, coming up against competition. Numerous causes are driving this growing rivalry, and it can be difficult for firms to figure out how to compete and seize new opportunities. There are now 219 private hospitals and 156 government hospitals in Malaysia. While choice can open up the potential of more affordable solutions at the bottom end of the market, most people will naturally choose the services they can afford in a healthcare industry, where quality is a major selling factor.
Medical trends, advancements, and the rising expense of supporting them are referred to as medical inflation. This frequently covers the price of new medical techniques, as well as their rising use and availability globally. Malaysia's annual medical inflation is between 8% and 9% according to the survey. Insurers anticipate a further 12% increase in medical expenses in 2022, which is 6 times Malaysia's anticipated general inflation rate. The AP study identified 5 main factors, including the high prevalence of non-communicable diseases, NCDs, imported equipment and medications, advances in medical treatment, the aging population, rising benefits, and policy design, that contribute to the yearly increase in private medical costs and claims in Malaysia. One of the main causes of inflation was the ringgit's depreciation versus major currencies. Malaysia offers less affordable private healthcare than several of its neighbors, including Singapore and Thailand. The Insurance and Takaful Industry Joint Task Force made several recommendations for the future, including the introduction of additional alternative plan designs with lower premiums or contributions and cost-sharing provisions for policy or certificate holders to maintain their medical coverage and promote cost control. Nowadays, we can see that medical services are a valuable business for a country, and it is growing rapidly over time in this world, where it presents great potential for the country's economic progress. However, for Malaysia to become a regional center for the medical service industry, the grade of medical services in hospitals needs to be significantly improved to attract medical tourists. Medical services are a very important aspect of the service economy for a country that is developing in the medical service sector, and medical services play a very important role for the development of the medical market in Malaysia. To transform the industry into a highly successful healthcare market, both public and private services in Malaysia must have quality strategic planning, quality administration, quality monitoring, quality equipment, quality workers, quality commodities, and quality medical services in hospitals for quickly transform the medical tourism industry into an extraordinary success in the immediate and long term. Malaysia is still a country of choice for patients from abroad to receive treatment due to the sophisticated and well-equipped facilities and equipment that make Malaysia the country of choice to undergo treatment, even though the cost of treatment imposed on foreign patients is more expensive than that of Malaysian patients. Hospitals should not be too eager to focus only on the profit-making aspect. They must take a step back to limit the rising medical tourism-related expenses and provide quality medical care to everyone at an affordable price. All these charitable activities can help any country attract medical tourists for hospital care services.
Thanks for watching.